live. Excellent. Chat, how's it going? Have you guys played the new Doom game? I saw footage of DSP playing. People are backseat gaming. They're laughing over the fact that the man is not engaging. He is playing Doom more like Delta Force, if you guys remember that game. It was a slow, methodical sniper game. You had to snipe the enemy. I guess it's kind of like Battlegrounds, right? That's the way DSP is playing it. Very cautious, very timid, very shy. Doesn't want to rip and tear. He wants to play strategically, kind of like Rags. Kind of like Rags plays D&D, you know, before every monster there's a philosophy. But do we go in? But are we prepared? But how do we know we are prepared? Do we have the med pack? Do we have enough ammo? Should we engage? And so I understand it's not a very interesting experience, although probably better than Polygon. If you guys remember the beautiful Polygon video where game journalists showed us mortal gamers how to play video games. Game journalists are extremely educated and well-versed into human philosophy, human sociology, human morality, and you would expect they also know how to play video games, apparently not as good as they know how to moralize. So, may Dev be cursed? I don't want to curse Dev. Speaking of Rav, he is still seething about your Dead Space take. Okay, for those of you who do not know, my take is that Dead Space is woke. And of course, Rags, who doesn't know anything, is going to ask, but what is woke? And therefore, I was there to educate him in the manners of the universe. And I said that wokeness is the intent of the developer to lecture the player on ideological issues that are left-leaning in nature, right? I think everyone agrees with this definition. So if you have a black character in a game, it's not necessarily woke. If you have a video game that talks about leftist policies, not necessarily woke. But if you have like a character that's black specifically to push the concept of normalizing diversity, right? So you have like a black character in a video game that takes place in medieval Europe. And the developer specifically put that in order to fit in a corporate checkbox, in order to fit in a diversity quota, in order to lecture you about the normalization of immigration throughout time, even if it's true or not, then that is fucking woke. And so if you play the Dead Space game, the first Dead Space, in my opinion, was a masterpiece. The remake isn't bad, but it is woke. Why? Because the developers went out of their way in order to remove a lot of the pictures from the game, a lot of the posters, and whenever they found a white guy, they replaced him with a crippled black woman. Like, for instance, in the game, there are certain posters that show scientists. And if the scientist is white, they actually invested resources and they hired artists in order to remove the white guy from the painting and add a woman with a prosthetic arm that's black. Because now, like, what is the intention? Is to normalize the concept that black women that are amputees can be scientists too. So when you're playing the game, the developer wants you to understand that black women can be scientists too. Is this a bad thing? Yes, absolutely. I do not want games to waste their resources on trying to educate the general public over whatever stuff. You know, if it was like a psalm over there, or if it was some religious shit, or if it was anything else that doesn't specifically design in order to provide entertainment, yeah, I find it offensive, especially because you're implying the first people who made the original game weren't perfect. Like, they were racist bigots, they were detached from culture, but luckily the people who are making a remake are more informed and well better versed. So it was fucking woke. Another example. In the original game, the wife of the main character is a beautiful woman. There is a purpose on why the character is a beautiful woman, because in a world that's filled with monsters and grotesque abominations, The visions of your wife is the only thing that clings you to some level of beauty, some humanity. And when you find out that she is dead, it actually breaks your heart, right? Like the last vestige of humanity was removed. Now, the woke people, they cannot tolerate femininity. And so they find it sexualizing. Even if, like, seriously, for a woke person, kind of like Melanie Mac, if a beautiful woman exists, it's problematic. For Melanie Mac, it is Gunnar, right? Gotcha Gunnar game. For the left, a sexy woman is sexualizing. And so they can't have that. And what they did is they aged up the character. Now she's like a 65-year-old wineout. Does it break the game? No. But do these little things put together have to be something that I support in the industry as a whole? Absolutely not. I don't have to use my body in order to support subversive political ideology that attached itself like a fucking tick, like a parasite sucking the blood out of Western entertainment. So that when you have a Chinese game, it blows the fuck out of the water everything the West does, not because the Chinese game is better, but because everything the West does is shit. Like when you reach the level of gacha games being actually more popular than AAA productions, I'm sorry, but I think we have a problem. And so this is what I was talking about, and I am perfectly maintaining my argument that the remake of Dead Space is woke. Is it a good game? Yes, but it's not a good game because of the wokeness. It's a good game because it's a remake of a classic. And the classic game was excellent. It's kind of fucking difficult for them to ruin it. And that's why I think Rags is wrong. Completely lack of pale skin color in Hogwarts Legacy. Wasn't as bad as Mass Defect Andromeda, if you guys remember that game. In Mass Defect Andromeda, you couldn't create a white character. If you wanted to play as a white character, you had like the default male. That was the default shepherd. But other than that, like, they literally didn't allow you to play as a white guy. Like, that is peak wokeness. It's when you want to force the audience to agree with your politics. White man bad. We are at the point where the Chinese cartoons have big tits. Yes. Unironically, right? Like Chinese companies that live in a country that actually bans pornography are capable of having more feminine characters than the West. Because in the West, it seems that both the right and the left have been traumatized by third-wave feminism, and they believe that a sexy woman is haram for different reasons. The left believes that it's haram because it's hypersexualizing. The right believes that it's haram because it's sinful. Like, it leads people to sin. So, when the extremes agree, you do not get common sense. You get the extremists from both sides. You can have an 8-person, then 30-person dev team in Europe make a great game even if the gooding isn't quite up to V standards. I don't understand like why people believe that I require Gunnar games in order to be enjoyable. On the contrary, like, I find it disgusting and disturbing if a person rejects femininity. Like if you go way out of your way to avoid creating a beautiful female character, yeah, I think you're mentally retarded. I'm sorry. It is what it is, right? Like if you know it sells, and you can have it in your game, but you just like go out of your way to avoid it. But if you don't go out of your way to avoid it, and it just happens that your game doesn't have it, I have no problem with that. If you make a video game that's either, you know, stylized in a way like the new Monkey Island, right? Like the new Monkey Island has a specific style, which makes it impossible for it to have beautiful female characters. Like, fine. You know, even with Bethesda, I'm willing to say, you know, Skyrim. Skyrim has like that particular style where the female characters look like shit because the entire world looks like shit. But if you have the ability to create beautiful characters and you consistently avoid making anything that has tits bigger than C size, and all the asses are flat and all the women have strong jawlines and they're all over the age of 40, yeah, I think you're mentally retarded. Like, I'm sorry, but it's an observation. It's an objective fact. Like, you're going out of your way in order to avoid making money. And what is the political statement that you're making as well? All the playable female characters in Expedition 33 are beautiful. I never complained about Expedition 33. Except I did a video response to fellow content creator who was basically saying that the character looks bad compared to Asian games. And he's saying that it looks like they wanted to go Gunnar, but they didn't know how. And I made a video saying that, yeah, like, Western studios kind of lost the ability of making sexy female characters. Like, they're not artists that know how, realistically speaking. It's not like you need an artist that, you find on Pornhub that they're making, like, 3D models and they look good. It's like, yeah, you have one artist. You need a team. You need at least 20 or 40 artists that can draw similarly, that can copy each other artwork. To find that in the West, almost impossible. They either go with anime style, or you have like some pretentious Cal Arts bullshit. But there's no in between, right? So I pointed out, like, yeah, the reason it looks like that is because you don't have the talent. And so they use the default Unity model. And the default Unity model looks bland. Still, yeah, no, props given to them, because they did try to have a woman in a swimsuit, which in modern culture is unbelievable. Like in 2016, it would have been expected. Now it's a shock. It's like, what do you mean there? And so, no, I didn't criticize Expedition 33. No, I just pointed out that, yeah, like, the Asians have way surpassed the West when it comes to drawing a beautiful female characters, because, like, they have shading, they have developed art styles that the West doesn't have. Like, I watched a Gunnar game. Dude, you could see the fat on the woman's thigh jiggling. Like, even that requires a level of artistic talent that just doesn't exist in the West. What the West can do, however, is in Red Dead Redemption, make the ball sack of the horse shrink when it's cold. I'm not kidding. Like, that's a feature in the game, right? So, like, artists in the West are capable of degeneracy beyond your imagination when it comes to focusing on cocks. They even had the big reveals, interviews about Cyberpunk game and how they focused on the cock, and you have penis sliders and shit, right? Like, that's what the West produces. This is what people like Melodiback, whether they want to or not, they inadvertently support. Like, this is the type of art that gets no criticism, gets no pushback, and that's the jiggle physics that we have. Now, sure, Cyberpunk is a first-person game. Why does it have penis sliders? No reason whatsoever. Like, you can't see them in the game, it's not important, but you have it. Yeah, like, safe horny. Safe horny means accepted by the censors. That's what safe horny means. Anyway, did you see that Anna Valens used to be involved with Gamergate? No, it doesn't surprise me. We're going to talk about Anna Valens in a bit as well. Going to talk about Kirsche. Going to talk about Grooms. Going to talk about a lot of people. I just need to do my introduction so that more viewers show up. I also need to start investing a little bit in my live stream. I used to have like 600, 700 people on a live stream. But then I wanted to have less, because it was the censorious part of YouTube, like the years of censorship, where a lot of content creators and people lost their channels. And so I started streaming irregularly. I started putting low effort, and I got down to 300 viewers, and now I'm at 150. And I'm still grateful for you guys, but I want to grow a little bit, so I'll have to put more effort into my live stream, make it a little bit more professional. Preferably finding a host as well. You could see everything during gameplay in Cyberpunk if you were brave enough. I didn't know that. I should actually start playing Cyberpunk again, because I played it a little bit when it launched. And when it launched, it was a buggy mess, and I didn't enjoy it. And I never picked it up. I never picked it up even when Netflix made that anime. And so I don't really know that much. Anyway, let's talk about Kirsche. Right, now the thing with Kirsche is that I didn't understand like why people are canceling her. Like, what the fuck did she do, right? Like she's not that special. She's a VTuber, right? She got significant audience, but she's not Asmongold, right? She's not involved in any major controversies or something like that. She's not part of an NGO. She's not part of a movement. And so the real question is, why are people going after her? And I did a little bit of research. I did a little bit of digging. And apparently what she's experiencing is just like the basic bitch cancel culture that used to be very prevalent in 2018, 2020. So this type of behavior was pretty similar in most communities that basically wanted to keep people in line. And you notice a pattern, right? Someone would say something that is politically incorrect, that's not with the orthodoxy, whether it was something against Black Lives Matter or something that was against Me Too, whatever the case. Someone would say something, right? And they would be usually a medium-sized content creator, never a small person, like never someone under 1,000 subscribers, never a big person either, like never an Asmongold or someone like that. It was usually a medium-sized content creator, kind of like me. And when that happens, you get a little bit of an outrage from a leftist content creator that has some clout. Like a content creator on the other side, right? They freak out. They go to Discord. And what they do is they compile a list of things that you said offensively in the last 5 or 6 months, right? So like they would pull up a page. And on that page, they would compile offensive things that you said, usually taken out of context, or, you know, even if something you say is mildly offensive, if you take like 6 or 7 mildly offensive things and you put them together, it looks like the person is a fucking monster, right? And then they would take that spreadsheet and make it viral. Make it viral by having other leftists retweet it. Eventually, it gets picked up by someone in the media. And then sponsors start dropping, the platform may ban. And this tactic was predominantly used in 2018 all the way to 2020 very effectively. To the point where a lot of people on the right, they were afraid to speak out. They were afraid to challenge leftist orthodoxy. And so seeing what's happening now warms my heart because people are giving the middle finger to the cancel pigs. So the exact same thing happened to Kirsche. She probably pissed off a leftist. I mean, she probably pisses off a lot of people because she's a bit autistic, but it is what it is, you know. She probably pissed off a leftist. And they compiled a list of things that she said, you know, especially because her being a right-winger as a VTuber and on Twitch, they really don't like that, right? Because Twitch used to be leftist safe space. They don't want to see VTubers that are right-wing. Like, they're basically trying to get VTubers either to be politically neutral or to be left-wing. And so Kirsche is breaking these molds, and the fact that she's a woman probably bothers them too. And so she's an excellent target. Now, you need to understand how cancel culture works, right? Like, the average leftist that's a content creator, they don't really care that much about the ideology. Like, they don't really care, oh my goodness, there's this person that's right-winger. They don't think like that. What they do care is reputation, standard, and prestige. So basically, being able to cancel a right-winger, that's prestige for them, right? They become the center of attention. They gain subscribers. I mean, look at, what's her name? That person that went after Kiwi Farms. I forgot her name. Keffels, right? Like, Keffels was getting a lot of subscribers during peak cancel culture. And so did any other chick that went with the Me Too shit, right? Like, you'd launch a Me Too accusation. All of a sudden, you gain subscribers. And so, like, the incentive, if you want to grow, is do cancel culture. The incentive is not to grow the ideology or to promote the movement or anything like that. It's pretty much, I will say shit in order to get attention. And so, Kirsche is an excellent target for these folks. They went after her. and the expected happened, right? Like you get a Vice article, like someone from the mainstream media picks it up. They write a slander piece. They do the whole shtick where you have Wikipedia editors use the first article on Wikipedia, and then the reporter that then quotes Wikipedia. So like basically you make an article that's false, it gets put on Wikipedia, and then when you make another article, you quote Wikipedia as if you're quoting your first article, and it creates this loop where you're kind of covered. It looks like you have some evidence there, but in reality, it's a circle jerk, right? And so they try that, and you have like the whole ritual where you have leftists go, and it's like, oh my goodness, this company, how can you support? She gets dropped, I think from 2 companies, 2 sponsors drop her. Thank you, Cyrus, for becoming a member. But what's interesting is that for the first time ever, we see the community fighting back. Because up until now, like in 2018, everyone kept their heads down. Everyone, they grumbled a little bit, but like no one would come to someone getting canceled's defense like this. People were afraid. And now all of a sudden, you have the entire internet telling the cancel pigs to go fuck themselves. It's not just like people are debunking the articles and they're shaming Vice for using 4chan as a source. But it's also the fact that you have whiners that haven't realized that it's 2025 and trying to play the victim card enrages people. It's not that it enrages them that they hate you. They're literally disgusted with you. If you go out in public now and you act as a victim, people are absolutely disgusted with you. It's like presenting them feces. It's like showing them actual shit in your hands. That's how they treat you. So if you're like, oh my goodness, I had Kirsche subscribers, they're harassing me in the comment section. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm literally shaking you guys. Do you think this is appropriate? Do you think, yes, abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I think the way you view that her sponsors being taken down, that you think it's justified for some shit that she said taken out of context for her life to be ruined, you think that's great. Yeah, I feel the exact same thing when you come up and say, oh my god, I'm getting nasty things on Twitter. Then get the fuck off Twitter. Why are you on Twitter? Are you sadistic? Do you enjoy getting nasty things? Well, if you're on Twitter, you either enjoy it, in which case, why should I stop you getting more dopamine? Or you're not really that offended. And if you're not really that offended, then you're a disingenuous prick. Any person that genuinely is offended will get the fuck off Twitter, okay? Like, let's be honest, Twitter is not your vital life source. Like, you can, if you can't find the block button, if you can't find the report button, and this whole thing, like, do you disavow this? No, I don't fucking disavow. Oh my goodness, you don't disavow. Yes, I don't. I want to support the people you hate. I don't support them because I like them. I support them because you hate them. Literally, every single one. I don't care what they did. The worst thing imaginable. If Epstein was alive and you hated him, I would have to support him. Not because I like Epstein, but because you hate him. Simple as. Like, my entire focus, my entire existence is fucking dedicated 100% at supporting every single person that you hate. That's how much I despise cancel culture. Like, cancel culture has transcended over everything else that I hold dear. And so in order to ruin it, I will sacrifice my integrity. I will do anything, even like the most disgusting things, just to spite you. I will be a martyr. I will fucking do everything that's awful within the limits of the law, just so that I can personally spite you. And if you have an army of people like me, I guarantee to you, cancel culture will stop existing, and then I will stop supporting the people that you hate. Is he still alive? Then I fucking support him. No, but like, seriously. I am so sick and tired of this guilt by association bullshit. Like, I'm now forced to associate with people that I would have never associated, and I find myself disgusted doing that. But I will fucking do it if it helps you drive the point across. Like, this shit has to be stopped at some point. It's gotta end. This whole cancel culture thing, it's gotta end someplace. There needs to be, and the only way to end it is for people to stop playing it. You gotta fucking stop playing the game. Do you associate with? Yes. But do you know what I don't care. Honestly, I don't even know what they do. I don't even fucking care. All I know is that you hate them. That's it. Simple. I'm like a bot using the algorithm. If Cancel Pig dislikes X, then I support X. Spite is might is right. Why, thank you, SRC Maker. I do think that people need a little bit of Eastern European spite. I do think like a little shake up to the system is required. A lot of individuals just don't understand. Until you stop allowing them to terrorize the internet, you're not going to have a good life. Because like, okay, today is Kirsche, tomorrow it can be your favorite content creator. It can be someone you like. That's the main problem with cancel culture. It's not the fact that they take down Kirsche. But what about the people that like watching her? Why should they be punished? If someone generally finds the Fox entertaining, why take away their entertainment? Now you can say, well, yeah, but she's bad. Okay, but you normalize the tactic. Why are we normalizing mobs with pitchforks? Like we used to laugh. Oh, look how dumb the villagers are. They took their pitchforks and their torches and their ticket torches. And now it's trendy, right? Why? Because it's online? Go fuck yourself. No. Every person that you hate, every single one, I don't fucking care. In the context, like just within the context of them doing stuff that affects you, I'm not going to condemn them. I'm not going to fucking condemn them. I'm not doing anything to you. I don't have to. I'm not encouraging people to do anything to you. I don't wanna. But if someone does it, do I disavow? No. Why should I disavow? Why is it my obligation to disavow? Why do I have to disavow literally everything under the sun? Don't fucking disavow shit. I don't avow nor disavow. Actually, this is something that I'm going to say from now on. I think it's a masterclass in diplomacy. Do you disavow? I don't avow nor disavow. Huh? Isn't this amazing? I don't avow nor disavow, right? I can neither confirm nor deny. Isn't this like a thing that it's going to drive them insane? It's like, but do you disavow Kirsche saying the N-word? I don't avow nor disavow. Do you disavow Kanye's West latest album? Well, that one I do avow. But if I didn't, it would be I neither avow nor disavow. I know I'm fully right. No, I'm fully right. Like this whole idea of reputation and standard on the fucking internet. Man, it's getting tiresome. Like we went through it for the last 8 years. Has it improved society? Has this type of culture made the internet a better place? Like, do you feel as if it's a better place because people practice cancel culture for the last 6 years? Is any community better off for it? Is Twitch better off for it? Is YouTube better off for it? Is there any place on the internet where you can say, wow, I'm so glad that people had political correctness. Such a better place now compared to what it used to be. I want 100% of all Kanye's latest album. No, like seriously, I will tell you Kanye's latest album now, right? Because a lot of people generally don't get it. And what I mean by this isn't that people didn't listen to it. I think people didn't understand it. Okay? So if you look at the lyrics, the first lyric is that they took his children. Right? Like the first lyric isn't about Hitler. It's not about the Nazis. It's basically Kanye saying they took my kids. And then when you listen to the next lyrics, what you get from the entire thing, what he is saying is that censorship in social media exists, it ruined his life, and no one understands his message. His message is that disobedience to censorship labels you a Nazi. He can't get to see his kids. Why can't he get to see his kids? It's really explained in MGTOW. But you can't find it because they're fucking censored. Every single MGTOW channel on YouTube was censored. Were their all points correct? No. Were they making some good points? Yes. Did they have, like, because this is another thing, like, people keep telling me, oh, you don't understand, Kanye is bipolar. Don't you know what Kanye did? Of course he's getting his kids taken away. It's like, you're missing the fucking point. I don't know his individual case, whether or not he did something bad. I don't know. And this is the other thing that no one asks. Is his wife a fucking saint? Is she Miss Perfect? Like, is she the perfect mother in the whole fucking universe? Because this is another thing, right? You're talking about a divorce between Kanye and his wife, and people are like, well, yeah, but like Kanye does drugs and Kanye does this. Are you sure that she doesn't? Like, why are you immediately believing that in a marriage, she is an angel because she got the kids? Like, that's what the big town channels were complaining, is that usually, by default, no matter the situation, women are getting the kids. And I don't even know what his divorce is on. Was he abusive? Do you know? Did she get bored of the relationship? Many such cases. Okay? So basically, Kanye West's song is saying that disobedience to censorship labels you a Nazi. He can't see his kids. Why can't he see his kids? Well, MGTOW channels would explain, but you can't hear them because they're censored. So basically, he is tired of the oppression that normal people face. And he is saying that despite his wealth, despite his fame, he still can't see his kids. The message is for normal people. It's like, if I, with all my money and my fame, am being treated like this, I feel your fucking pain. This isn't a message so that you sanctify Kanye or that you think he's a martyr or anything like that. It's a song that's a warning. It's that this is what our culture has become. It's happening to me, and it will surely happen to you because you don't have my fame, you don't have my wealth. And so he concludes that based on everything, if this is how they treat me and they keep labeling me a Nazi, I will become the villain. I will do the things they hate in order to demystify their weapon. If this is their weapon to keep people in line, I will do it. And this is why his song is so powerful. The Nazi shit is to drag attention. In a world where you can sing about hating the cops, you can sing about committing crime, you can sing about murder and death, nothing is edgy. Nothing gets attention. The only thing that he can do to get attention is to mention the Nazis. And that's why it worked exactly as intended. He doesn't care about the money. He says it in the lyrics. I don't care about all the money and wealth doesn't bring his kids back. He's very specific about what motivates him. And so he doesn't care that his song gets banned on YouTube. Probably expected. Doesn't care that his song got banned on Spotify. Probably expected. His song went viral underground. It went viral on random platforms. It went viral in other places. Like the ADL is struggling to get this song banned on Spotify. Meanwhile, some other platform is having his song at the fucking top. People are downloading it. They're playing it. They can't shut him up. And so, you know, people call him mad. People call him insane. I think he's the most sane person here. If your kids are taken away, even if it's for your fault, right? Even if it's for your fault, like you did something stupid, you fucked it up, you got a divorce, your kids are with your wife now, and that doesn't upset you, that doesn't enrage you, then you're not fucking human. Every single human being on planet Earth, regardless if they're right or not, would feel despair when their kids are taken away. But the difference here is that he felt despair, went on social media to complain, instantly got censored. I can feel his pain. I don't fucking care about anything else. No, like his behavior is more human than the cancel pigs. WhatsApp allows GIFs of Stalin Lenin and Mao, guess who's not allowed? To be fair, I'll give you this. A lot of these platforms, including WhatsApp, they have to follow government regulations. And so if there is a nation on planet Earth which doesn't allow pictures of the Austrian painting, then most companies are going to ban it simply because it's cheaper that way. It's a lot more difficult to start monitoring, okay, well, there's a picture of Hitler. Is it from Denmark? Is it from Sweden? Is it someone from Germany that posted it? Right? It's a lot more difficult for them to do that than to just say, okay, well, if it's banned in one country, it's banned everywhere. And so, now you can make the argument that, well, they're cowards or whatever, it's fine. But I'm explaining to you the actual reason from behind the curtain. A lot of these countries, they that operate in many nations, they look at what is the strictest standard at a global, right? Like what is the country that chimps out over trivial shit, and they apply it platform wide. He's also showing that the media is irrelevant. That's a good point, subject to change. Yes. Like, he is now bypassing all the music houses, all the industry. He's doing a Michael Jackson, basically. Michael Jackson had a similar song. They don't really care about us. Shamon. I keep hearing this shit. It's like WhatsApp is owned by Facebook, an American company. Who fucking cares? No one is saying that they would be in legal trouble with America. If you're doing online business in the European Union, they can either ban your app, so you're now losing money because all those people in that country cannot access. Now, they probably use VPNs and they can still access your shit, but it fucks up with your metadata, it fucks up with your analytics, it fucks up with your revenue, it fucks up with your cash. Okay, and the second thing is that the European Union can still fine you. Like, if you're doing business in the European Union and you're making money in the European Union, they can seize your bank accounts. They don't fucking care your Uncle Sam. Like, can we stop with the kids' logic and start understanding how the economy works on planet Earth? If you're dealing with a multinational company, they don't care if they're American or Irish or whatever the fuck, right? I mean, sure, they care, like, for instance, Steam, right? Like, Steam, if you have a video game that's an adult game, right? So it's a pornographic video game, they will say that all characters in that game have to be 18. Why 18 and not 16? Because in most European Union countries, the age of consent is 16. Most American states is 16, right? Why 18? Because they're in California. So you need to understand that a multinational company that does business online, yes, first and foremost, they care about the laws of the land they're in, right? So they care about California. Then they also care about the states that they do business in. They care about German law because they're working with Germans. They're getting paid by Germans. They're doing financial transactions with Germans. And if they don't, they get fined or blocked or banned. Now, companies, I know this is a shocker, they want to make money. However, there are certain companies that are ideologically motivated. Very rare, but they do exist. You have the Gab, you have the BitChute, the Farms, right? So you can have a couple of companies that are extremely ideologically motivated, but look how small they are. That's not a bad thing, by the way. But you gotta understand how the world works. You need to start being like a child and be like, well, why is this company banning and shit? How can you fix it? Well, I don't know how. Generally, I don't think you can. Like, the only way you can fix it is to stop using multinational companies and use these companies that are ideological in nature or make your own. But this is the way things are going to be. I don't think like there's going to be a time when things go back to the way they were. Because legislation has happened, right? So, like, if a company has to abide by the laws in Germany, you're going to have to suffer that as well, because a lot of, like for instance, when you go on Twitter, I guess, like, no, hold on, Twitter is a middle ground. Like, Twitter is actually interesting in that regard. Twitter has like the European Union law, and they will have like report content that breaks EU law, and if you click that, then your content is just blocked in the European Union. And so, like, the individual now gets to decide. If you're a content creator and you're doing edgy shit, you get banned in the European Union, you lose a lot of viewers, you lose engagement. But, like, if you're an ideological person and you're like, okay, well, I believe in free speech, I'm going to keep doing the content that I'm doing, I'm not going to let them influence me, then yeah, I mean, it's your decision. And I think, yeah, like, the way Twitter does it is a lot more fair. They will basically have, like, this content is restricted in Germany, this content is restricted in the European Union. So, it is possible. But, like, look at the money that Twitter has. Right? And look at the fact that it doesn't have a shareholder. Because when you have shareholders and they only care about making cash, they're the ones that are stepping in and they're telling the CEO, dude, we need to make money. You're not going to upset Germany, right? Germany should make their own internet. A lot of countries should make their own internet. So far, the most censorious countries on planet Earth, the United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, the European Union as a whole, but Germany mostly. So Germany, Canada, did I miss anyone? I think Australia as well. Australia probably not as much. But yeah, like, these countries, they want to impose their will on the entire internet. Oh, and of course America. But America only when the Democrats in charge. Because, like, what happened under COVID, it was American shit. Right? So basically, like, look back to COVID and look at the countries that chimped out the most about internet censorship. Those are the world censors. And they censor through legislation. It's not optional. You want to do business with them, you gotta censor. Australia is a very weird country. People keep saying it's the nation of criminals, right? It's also a nation of jailers. Like, never forget the fact that, yeah, Australia was a big prison colony. But as all prison colonies have, they don't only have detainees and prisoners, they also have the jailers. And so it's also a nation of jailers. North Korea has its own internet. I actually respect North Korea because of that. At least they censor for themselves. They don't censor for the entire fucking world. Everyone does it except the people who can't. What would you do, Robot, if you had a society with people like me? Huh? Do you think that would be possible? If you have, like, a lot of people that think like me, and they unironically just despise censorship. I mean, I think it's possible, because at some point you had enough people like me that created the American Constitution and decided that free speech should be there. I think maybe we're just in the wrong time period. If you assume that timeline is cyclical, and you go from liberty to tyranny, back to liberty, back to tyranny, and you're realizing that we're heading back to tyranny, and at some point people will be fed up with the tyranny, and they will tell them to go fuck themselves and be more liberal. No, I don't think that everyone censors. I think we're just in the wrong timeline. I think if you had a society with people that thought like me and they were more like me oriented, yeah, like, the concept of censorship is disgusting. Like, we find it abhorrent by default. Disgusted by it. It's weak, it's pathetic. Is that you can't have arguments against the thing, is that you're incapable of tuning out and finding information elsewhere, is that you're incapable of making your own community with people that you agree and doing stuff that you like, and you feel the urge to dominate other people. I think this is actual weakness, to be honest. You know, like, if you're not a CEO, if you're no one else, and you just feel the need to go on the internet to moralize at strangers, probably from countries away, yeah, I think you're a piece of shit. And I think you're also weak. Like, you have nothing in your life, you have no power in your life that you have to go on the internet and rage at people on a computer screen. It's fucking pathetic. Everyone thinks that if everyone was like me, the world would be better. I'm not saying the world would be better. All I'm saying is that there wouldn't be that much censorship. Would be some censorship, sure. But definitely not as much as it is now. I guarantee to you. You see the authority that is like, well, to be fair, like, I remember when I was in law school, and I actually argued that ISIS videos shouldn't be censored. I was actually in front of an auditorium. We had debates, like at law school. They would give you certain subjects, certain topics, and you had to debate them. And after that, you would switch, and you'd have to use the counter arguments. One of the things at the time, like this was, I think 2008, like the internet was not in its infancy, but it was pretty much brand new. Like Nyan Cat wasn't even released yet. And the question was like, should ISIS videos be censored? And back then it was like the ISIS doing the execution of the journalists and stuff, like pretty gruesome shit, right? I think Twitter was like 1 year old, and there were actual like terrorist accounts on Twitter. I'm not kidding. And I said no, they shouldn't. And most people agreed with me because I said it's like, well, that thing happened, right? Like it's a real life event. It's not something false. It's not fake. Like it's an actual event that happened. And people should see who ISIS are. Absolutely. Like people should be aware of what they do and who they are. So that when my country supports a couple of soldiers going into Iraq to fight them, well, I know that, okay, yeah, no, absolutely. And I will vote for that. But if I don't know who they are, if I'm like never seeing who they are, it's like, well, why are we sending Romanians, you know? And so, no, I was actually for full expression, full free speech. Like, let me put it this way. If I had my say, if I managed to win that argument at a cultural level, imagine if the Ariana Grande concert would have been actual shown. And you'd see like all the carnage and all the little girls that were blown up and shit. And you'd also have like the Nice attack being shown. I guarantee to you European policy would be much different today. Like different politicians would be in charge now. You would have had the same right-wing victories that you have now. You would have had them like 20 years ago. If my idea of not censoring the internet would have gain traction. I would not censor terrorists. If they are so dumb to use social media, I'll let them. Well, here's an example of terrorists not getting censored. Do you guys remember the Palestinian terrorist attack? The one in Israel, right? Like, what happened? You had... And this, to this day, baffles my mind. Like, to this day, I still don't understand what happened, that if it wasn't a psyop. Like the only thing that makes logical sense is that it was a psyop, but obviously, you know, the world is built more on emotion, especially on things like that, so maybe it wasn't a psyop, maybe they were just retarded. But you had terrorists with GoPro cameras going into Israel, gunning down elderly people, abducting women, beating up civilians, and they're filming that shit. And when I saw that, I said, okay, there are probable people at Mossad that if they were to infiltrate the terrorist organization, they couldn't do anything else that would advantage Israel more. Like what I mean by this is that they gave Israel a blank check for 6 months. This is what I said at the time, and I was absolutely right. They gave them a blank check for 6 months to do whatever they wanted. I don't think it was necessarily a psyop in the sense that the Israeli orchestrated the attack. But the GoPro cameras, like that's not, like, whoever told them to do that. I'm glad they did, by the way. Like, it's a really great thing that they did. Because now the world has evidence, right? But why do we have evidence? Why did Israel get that blank check? Well, because the world actually saw the terror and the carnage, which was indefensible. No justification. Like, you had the leftists going, well, actually, they're fighting power. And it's like, dude, you can conduct combat operation without killing civilians. Shut the fuck up. Right? And so, this is why I think a lack of censorship is actually better. I think even when things are disturbing, even when things are disgusting, people have to see it. All exposure to gore is to desensitize people. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess, but like you'd have to watch gore 24/7. I remember when I was younger, I was edgy. You know, I was a 4chaner. I would watch edgy shit. And eventually, like, you get to see, like, a cartel execution video or something. And, it's like a train wreck. It's very difficult to look away when you go into one of those websites. But even after watching it for, like, weeks on end, I still felt as a part of me is dying. And the only reason I watched it is because of the addiction to the train wreck, right? It's horrible. It's horrible. I don't think you get used to it. And I'm a doctor. Like, I actually saw dead bodies. I saw operating theaters. Like, no, it's different. It's different, and I don't think it's as you say. I think like there's something evolutionary. Like there's something in the limbic system that makes you find it very difficult to see another person getting torn apart. Now, of course, if you're a soldier or you see it constantly, it can desensitize you. I agree. But like just watching videos on the internet, I don't think so. You need desensitization to some extent for societal free speech. I agree. People are trying to censor the Simpson meme. Please, can anyone think of the children? Yeah, like the think of the children shit. I generally think kids should be banned from the internet. Like, it's the only way we can have a free society. If you look at the think of the children legislation, most of the internet censorship has that at its core. Is think of the children. And then you notice that, well, are the children more safe now than they were like 10 years ago? Absolutely not. And so the only solution is to treat the internet like a bar. Like, you're not allowing kids on it. Any parent that allows their kids should be treated the same like they're allowing their kids to go to a nightclub. Absolutely. And what's interesting, right? I said this, and I immediately got backlash saying, "Oh, V, like, this is unreasonable." How the fuck is unreasonable? I grew up without the internet. How is it unreasonable? Oh, what are kids supposed to do? Like, are you fucking kidding me? You don't know what kids are supposed to do? Why are you a parent? Maybe you should never fuck. If you don't know what kids are supposed to do without the internet, maybe you should never have sex. It's very simple. They have a TV. You can buy a console that's not connected to online. You can buy a laptop and install DOS games. You can use internet supervision, right? When they're teenagers. But like, if you actually look at all these tech moguls, right? You look at Bill Gates. You look at Zuckerberg. You look at all these big guys. None of them gave phones to their kids. All of them are aware. So don't give me this shit that's like, oh, well, what are you supposed to do with that? You're supposed to play Monopoly with them. And at the end of the day, unless you're in Chicago, they should go play outside. I grew up without the internet in 90s Romania. Dude, I didn't have a computer in my house. Wasn't that fucking rich like you, Scrooge McDuck? Jacob Andrews, thank you for the donation. You can find interviews with captured terrorists. Many were Palestinian civilians who Hamas promised they will get money, an apartment, and a woman if they cross the border. I guess I'm not saying they weren't. But why did they have GoPro cameras? And why did they upload the footage? To be fair, it's not something that just terrorists did. But you see that with especially. I don't know, can I say it? But it's true, I haven't seen anyone else do it. It's with black people in the United States, man. It's like they filmed themselves doing vile shit. And they uploaded it on the internet. And you're like, look, I'm not justifying the crime, but I'm trying to understand the mentality of the criminal. Because the criminal, right, is still a human being. Still has rights. Still human. And so if the criminal that's human, then he probably, like, why does he commit a crime? Every human commits a crime for two reasons. To benefit from the crime, right? And then to not get caught. Like that's how most people commit crimes, unless it's an impulse crime. Like it's an impulse crime, you go home and you see your wife fucking the neighbor. And you have like some people that on the impulse, they beat up the neighbor and let's say he falls down the stairs, right? So that's a crime. Why did they do it? Well, to get satisfaction, right? From beating up the guy that cheated on his wife. Like it's irrational. It's not like an intelligent crime. It's more of a crime of passion, right? But they're also not thinking straight. They're not thinking like, am I going to get away? They don't even have time to that. They don't even process, right? But like most people try to avoid being caught. And so when you have someone that commits a crime and then uploads it on the internet, I mean, that's great. I wish every criminal would do it. But if you're trying to understand the mindset, like what's the psychology of a person that does that, I don't fucking know. The reason we have GoPro footage was because Hamas demanded evidence for said rewards. Yeah, but, okay, you can DM them. you can send them other ways, I'm glad it happened, by the way. I'm glad that they uploaded the evidence footage for the internet. Grow up without internet. I grew up without TV. Jesus. Didn't miss until I was in my tweens. How the fuck? Okay, now this is something that I don't understand. How the fuck do you grow up without TV? Like when they were licking things in the supermarket. No, the licking things in the supermarket, that one I understand. As stupid as it is, like some stupidities I understand, others I don't. Why do I understand licking shit in the supermarket? You're doing it for views, right? Like they want to go viral. They don't realize that what they're doing is a serious crime. And so they're treating it like a joke. It's funny, okay? In reality, it's a crime. Many of them probably don't know it's a crime. And so they're doing it for the views. They're doing it for money, basically. I get that. But, for instance, there was the 4 individuals that tortured an autistic kid on a live stream. That's why I don't get. They didn't do it for for views. They didn't do it for fame. They didn't do it for anything else. And so it begs the question, why did they do it? I don't fucking know. Leave the Boston Fox alone. Right, so as I was saying, people are pushing back really hard. I see for the first time ever people looking into who the journalist is. Like that wouldn't happen in 2018, right? Unless it was like a very obsessed journalist that went after someone big, like the 3 journalists that went after PewDiePie, right? And people started looking into them and they found out, it's like, hold on a little bit, like this guy is bitching about anti-Semitism, but he likes South Park and he makes jokes about the Jews, right? And so this is for the first time that people are, since PewDiePie, that people are looking into the journalist and they're finding out some very interesting things. The VTubers that went, oh, I can't associate myself with this company, they're getting just wagons upon wagons of middle fingers, like middle fingers at their door. And then the companies themselves are getting backlash. And the people that support those companies are getting, like the companies are getting more backlash now because they decided to dump Kirsche than they would have gotten if they did nothing. Like it's getting to the point that the culture is going to change to the level that if you give in to the leftist mobs, you're actually going to lose stocks. We're not at that point yet, right? Like the stock market didn't really catch it up. But if it's consistent that when you side with the left, you lose money, eventually the stock market catches up and you're going to be financially incentivized to either just not do anything or side with the right. And so, yeah, I mean, I find it fascinating. People had enough. Like for the last 5 or 6 years, we've been dominated by this culture. Society hasn't improved. The only thing that improved are the wallets of the people that practice cancel culture. Like the cancel pigs are making a lot of money over it. And people see that the money is undeserved. People see that they're hypocrites. It's like, oh, do you disavow to disavow what Kirsche's fans are doing to me. And I told Grooms, the best answer to someone that asks, like, do you disavow Kirsche's fans? Is to immediately ask the question, but do you disavow your fans that are ruining her livelihood? Because now when you put it on a mirror, it's like, okay, you have her fans that give harsh words and criticism versus your fans that are trying to ruin her livelihood. Like, seriously, ask yourself this, would you rather lose money? Like, would you rather lose your job or your sponsors or whatever? Or would you rather have people sending you death threats online? I would fucking take the death threats any time of the day. I don't fucking care. It's just words on the screen. You can block, mute, report. Oh my goodness, someone from Brazil is death threatening me. Oh, holy shit. I'm pretty sure they're going to take a fucking plane and fly all the way to Romania. Yeah. Definitely real threat there. Absolutely. Totally believable. Skullfuck47 said nasty things to me on the internet. Oh, goodness gracious. Like, come on. No one in 2016, if someone sent you death threats online, do you know what we call it? A keyboard warrior. Like, you're a warrior in the keyboard. You got your keyboard, now you're a warrior. Well, what happened with that? What happened with that mentality, huh? When are we starting to take seriously every single chuckle fuck with an internet access and we pretend that they're the Hasashin? Like they're Agent 47 on a trip to come to us and destroy us. They're going to document. They're going to find out where we live. And one day it's the pizza man. You order a pizza delivery and you get the silencer or the fiber wire. And he has to announce it. He has to fucking announce it on the internet that he's coming. It's like a ritual. It's like, let's get fucking real. Okay? I don't give a shit about what people say on the internet. But when people go after someone's livelihood, like you turn off the computer, but the effects are still there. Yeah, that's the actual serious stuff. The keyboard warriors joined the ADL. I'm seeing that the ADL is being disconsidered as well when it's happening with Kanye West and stuff. Like they're getting bypassed. No one cares anymore. I'm seeing Donald Trump also playing hardball with Israel. I'm thinking that if they keep it up, people are going to be fed up with the ADL as well. Because here's the thing, right? There's like several groups of people. Sorry about that. There's several groups of people on the internet, right? People of different ideologies, different values, different motivations. And so you have like one group of people, the leftists. The leftists, they're trained to talk into the values of woke ideology, right? Like they see the world through woke ideology. So these are like the people subscribing to Vosh, to Destiny, to various leftist VTubers, right? Like they're woke. And so they look at Israel and they don't see a nation. What they see is capitalism, patriarchy, colonialism, white people. That's what they see, right? And they look at Palestine. What do they see? They see brown people. They see Muslims. They see oppression. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. This is how they're trained to think. And this is something else that most individuals fail to understand, is that at the end of the day in politics, perception matters. What I mean by this is that when a person goes to the voting booth, it doesn't matter if they think correctly or not. Their vote is just as worth it as yours. Right? A person that's misinformed, a person that doesn't think the correct things, when they voted, their vote has equal value to yours. When they write to their senator, when they're complaining, their dollars, everything is the exact same as you. And so it doesn't matter if it's true what they believe. The very fact that people believe this exists in reality, can be observed and can be measured. So on the left, the reason people side with Palestine is because they're trained in woke ideology. On the right, you have different people. And their dislike towards Israel is not the same as the left. Like, for instance, people on the left, they would prefer if Palestine took over, right? So they don't care what happens afterwards. Like, that's what they care. Maybe afterwards they would change their opinion. But like right now, they don't think that much. They're emotional individuals. Now, when it comes to right-wingers, there are people that aren't for that to happen. In fact, they're pretty neutral, right? Because that's another step. You can be neutral. And so what upsets them? Well, what upsets them is censorship, right? Like, their values don't care about Middle Eastern policies. They don't care about anything else. They just don't like being censored. People like me, for instance, right? I don't care what values you have. I don't care if you're left-wing or right-wing. The moment I find out you're a cancel pig, unless you're canceling someone who cancels someone else, I find you disgusting. I find you disturbing. Like, your very presence is an affront. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's like, I view it as you're being spiritually broken. Like your very essence is that of wrongness. Like, you're a scar against Mother Gaia. That's how I view you. Just so we can understand. If you're supporting censorship of any type, unless you're censoring someone else that's advocating for others to get censored, right? Unless you're censoring the censors, or you have like a really good reason, like you're forced or compelled. Like, that actually works with me. You know, I'm just following orders. Yeah, that actually works with me. I can understand you. I'm not unreasonable. You know, if you have kids and shit that, like, the government tells you to mask up because of COVID and you have to feed them, I understand why you're masking up. I'm not being, like, I'm very contextual. I'm very balanced in these things. I do understand nuance. I'm not on-off switch, okay? And I don't ask for you to become a martyr or to become, like, the champion of the people. No, like, if I see that you're censoring because it gives you pleasure, then yes, I think that your very existence is an affront. Like you are a problem. If other people try to censor you, I side with them. I fund them. I support them. I like them. They're now my friends. Okay? And so, these people exist. And they look at the internet and they notice that either they're getting censored or their friends are getting censored. Or they know someone that got censored. Or they watch something that they like and that gets taken away from them. And then you look at, okay, who the fuck is doing the censorship online? Who's doing the censorship? And at the top is the ADL. Do you think they will like the ADL when the ADL goes after Steam? And the ADL says, oh, Steam has a lot of anti-Semitism on it. And it's like, goodness gracious, what do they have? Oh, they have Pepe the Frog. And Pepe the Frog is counted as a hate symbol. And now the ADL has an entire package labeling Pepe the Frog as an anti-Semitic symbol and Steam as being a problem platform. It's like, excuse me, but like, dude, you're burning on goodwill here. And it doesn't matter what I think, right? Because I have no power over the ADL. I don't vote in America. I don't inconvenience them. But what about the million other people that hate censorship? You're not talking to them. You're not convincing them. What you're doing is you're going right to Steam and trying to force one of the most beloved platforms on the internet to change based on bullshit accusations. What's going to happen is that everyone will claim that they're censoring the censor. People who go after Kirsche, what exactly did she censor? Who has Kirsche censored? Who has Kirsche demanded to be censored? Even the Vice article, Kirsche is not asking for it to be taken down. She's not asking for it to be censored. And you know what? If she does, she has a point. Why? Because they try to censor her. No, that's not true. Not everyone is censoring other people. I'm not censoring anyone. Again, it's very simple. It's called self-defense. It's like, I'm against violence, but like if someone threatens me or my family, yeah, I think I'm in the right to use violence. Does that, oh, you're a hypocrite? No, I don't think I am. And I think the same about you. Yeah, if someone comes to hit you and you're in a threat, yeah, you have a right to hit back. You have a right to defend your family, right? I'm not a violent person. I don't like violence. I don't think violence is a good thing. But I do believe that there are situations where, yeah, violence is justified. When? When someone else does violence towards you. And then you also have like all of this, you know, censorship towards like milquetoast criticisms. Like, it's getting to the point when you're on the internet and you just say the Jews and everyone just like, whoa. You know, like their pucker clenches. It's like, I'm sorry, but that's not normal. That's not a normal reaction. If someone says the Romanians, there's no pucker clenching. If someone says the Muslims, the Christians, no one gives a shit. The Jews, every pucker, bloop. You're traumatizing people. And by you, I mean the activists. And so when you traumatize people, you're not going to get the result you want. You know, like people also need some compassion, understanding, caring. If you want to influence people. You know, you also need to use some sugar every now and then. The ADL uses no sugar. There's no sugar coming from the ADL. And then they're like, oh, why are our ratings going down? Why are our pollings going down? Well, why do you think? Anyway, I think I ranted too long. They would tell you that she's a slippery slope to fascism. No, come on. You need to start using your brain, right? Critical thinking is important. Just because someone says something doesn't mean I believe it. I'm the judge of my own actions, right? Like, if you cancel someone, I will support the people canceling you. Simple as, right? Kirsche hasn't canceled anyone. The argument that she's supporting fascism and therefore is canceling is a stretch. Everyone knows it's a stretch. The leftists know it's a stretch. Okay? No, I'm not accepting that as justification, and no sane person would. If someone accepts that, then I automatically assume that they're being disingenuous or a moron. But it's not the justification. Oh, she's supporting fascism and therefore she's censorious. Come on. And this other thing, you know, we need to become fascism in order to fight fascism. Like, this is a conversation for the kids' table. Alright? Like, please sit down and enjoy it. Yeah, we need to infect ourselves with HIV to avoid HIV. Like, come on. Yeah, but like, why are you assuming that human beings cannot see pretext? Like, just because someone says something that's pretextual doesn't mean it's a justification. Right? Like, we're still rational people. You can still have a society that only goes after people that censor without censoring themselves outside of that context. And of course, you know, people have pretexts. Yeah. Interesting how they know when someone makes an apology, they immediately know, oh, he's not apologizing for real. Oh, it's a fake apology, right? But when that same person says, oh, well, I need to cancel her because she supports fascism. And you know, let's assume she supports fascism. Okay, fine. Let's assume that Kirsche supports fascism. So what? Is she starting a party? Is she an NGO? Is she, like, so what if she supports fascism? Is it a democracy? A thing where anyone can think anything? I don't understand. Like, do you think fascism will come because an anime girl on the internet is supporting it? Like, are we reaching that levels of retardation? Or what? Are you worried that fascism is such a perfect ideology that if allowed to grow without censorship, eventually everyone becomes a fascist? Well, then why didn't fascism happen in America's history? Like, let's stop pretending to be children and start talking like adults. The left don't get to set reality. Okay? Like this idea, oh, well, he's a fascist. So fucking what? So what? Is he a party leader? Is he starting a movement? Is he running for office? No. Then I don't fucking care. I support democratic fascism. Well, if you support democracy, you gotta support democratic fascism. Like, yeah, no, it's true. Like, if every single person in the country wants to vote fascism, then you either support democracy or you don't. That actually happened in the Middle East, right? Like, in the Middle East, you have people that supported Sharia. And what do? Do you give them Sharia or do you say, no, you're not allowed? I mean, they voted for it now. And Sharia means totalitarian dictatorship. It's like, okay, well. Anyway. Let me know what you guys think. and I'm going to make the videos for my second channel now. Hopefully you guys will enjoy, and I'll see you later.